episode 7 of Brad Pitt, Lean or Die Trying. Hopefully you can hear me all right. For this episode, I'm just gonna teach and go over what I've been learning and help you out lose weight, get better, stronger, build more muscle while in a deficit. And go over the exercises that I've been doing a lot, the muscle groups that I've been prioritizing, and just like my philosophy when it comes to training. The big muscle groups that I focus on are back, shoulders, upper chest, abs, traps, and neck. My priority has just been my arms, and it's been paying off. Like, my arms have just been looking better and better. Right now I'm doing weighted pull-ups. I stand by pull-ups. They've done the most growth for me. My current goal is to do a 3-plate 1 max pull-up. Right now I've been increasing the frequency and going really heavy. I'm trying a new little training technique for pull-ups anyways, where even if I can't get 4, 5, 6 reps in a row, I'll stop, gather my breath, and keep going. It's more so just about continuing to overload the muscle. And for any compounds like weighted pull-ups, let's say a Romanian deadlift, like a bench, I do reverse pyramid training. So you start with your heaviest weight with the lowest amount of reps, and then you go down in weight and increase the reps. I've been doing pull-ups quite a bit, so we're gonna see how this feels. For my back training, I mostly do pull-ups or barbell rows. I always use straps. It makes you use your back muscles, and you don't have to rely on your grip giving out. Use it. Whatever someone tells you, use straps. You can still train your forearms or your biceps. It's just isolation work, and they'll grow. Don't worry about grip. Don't let it fail you. Right now, I'm trying to tackle doing a muscle up. I was chatting it up with this guy, and he's like, you could do a muscle up. And I was like, I don't know. And he kind of showed me how to think about it. So now that's kind of where I'm going. Right now, I'm still practicing, kind of going from a thicker band and lighter. So right now, I'm at the black. If I get this pretty easily, I'll go to the red, and hopefully I can do it on my own. Because now it's in my head, and I want to try. If I can pull 90 pounds, do pull up with 90 pounds, I should be able to do this. It's just the form. I just have to make it click. So you're going to watch that now. All right, so you were seeing those pull-ups. I injured myself while doing them. I don't know what it was. I think it was just with I hurt my right shoulder. Every time I came up, I was feeling a pain, and I just kept pushing through it, just through it. Yeah, I just messed it up. So I definitely injured it. It's been 2 days now, and I've just been putting some cream over it. Feels way better, but I'm still pretty careful now. I dislocated this shoulder back in high school when I was playing rugby. And so now I'm just really careful about that shoulder. So I'm just gonna feel it out a couple days from now. But anyways, that's really funny because I was feeling so hyped with the muscle ups. I was progressing, and then I started getting that pain, ignoring it. But yeah, you don't play around with your shoulders, because now I can only really just do legs and my abs, basically, maybe arms, depending on how that shoulder feels. Anyways, now the rest of the video, me teaching about nutrition, training, and mindset, which really helped me over the last months because I've still done a lot of progress with my physique and my strength. A lot of trial and errors as you've been seeing in this series. So now I'm just gonna go over through that, and that's gonna start now. I just wanted to share something real quick before the rest of the video continues. I was re-listening to a book, and I really resonated with a lot of the stuff he was saying and just his life, and I connected with it. And I had the epiphany that the big thing that I've been feeling or struggling with is shame. I've struggled with shame about how big I got in the relationship that I always just keep talking about. How much I failed her, how much I failed myself, how much I failed the experiences, and just shame in admitting it. I've never had a problem admitting it. Not never had a problem, but I hadn't had a problem admitting it to the people close to me. But in terms of online, I just couldn't, or even strangers, right? Especially shame about my situation here in Edmonton right now, where I am. The reason I put everything out, all the dirty laundry that I have of myself in the last episode, is to give an example to the people that I eventually help out, that I've done it. It's hard. Like, you need to own your mistakes. You need to own where you are in life. Because if you don't own it and you give it power about that shame and those mistakes, or where you are, where you're messing up, or just maybe you're unhappy, if you don't admit it and accept it and own it, you'll never learn from those, that where you are, and move forward. You need to accept it, and you need to stop giving it so much power. And I'm a big example of that. I've let my shame about living back here in Edmonton, about my mistakes with that relationship, my mental health struggles, stuff when I was a kid, my stuff in high school. I gave it so much power and so much shame, and I couldn't talk about it with anyone. And I felt so embarrassed and just was thinking so lowly of myself that it just really held me back. I could have been making way more progress with content, with my coaching goals, with helping people, with my weight loss goals. But it was so much energy, right? Stuff like this, it's all energy. And you need to hone in on that energy and use it for something productive instead of just attacking yourself and letting it consume you. I just wanted to share that. Anyways, back to the episode. All right, what's going on, boys? I keep putting this off, wearing a hat indoors because my hair is a mess. Lots to go over. First thing, I'm just going to go over what I said: nutrition, training, and mindset. And then I'm going to do a recap of this episode just all at once. Let's do this. So let's start. I'm going to teach you everything I know. So let's do this. Number one, nutrition. So I'm just going to go over the complete basics with each aspect. The basics: you need to enter caloric deficit. Caloric deficit. What is that? Consuming less calories than your body needs. You need to eat less than your maintenance calories. What are maintenance calories? How many calories your body needs to stay at your current body weight. Maintenance calories gets figured out through a TDE calculator. Your gym training and activity level play a big role in figuring out your number. But to truly figure out your true maintenance, you have to get your number and try eating around that amount for a week and see if your weight scale changes. If it stays the same, that is your maintenance. Here's a sample calculation that I did. So I went through the TDA calculator website. So for a 200-pound male at 30 years old, sitting at 5'10" at a moderate exercise level, this is what it would look like. So as you see, it calculates sort of your maintenance. It says 27 with a moderate activity level. And you can see, if you want weight loss, mild weight loss, extreme weight loss, right? It's all there. But I would really say to weigh yourself with eating a certain amount of calories to actually know your maintenance. Keep in mind when doing your calculations, you also want to keep your activity level in mind. Here's a big example. So sedentary, under 5,000 steps, slightly active, 5 to 7,000, 1 to 3 workouts, moderate 8 to 12, very active, 12 to 18, regular lifting, extremely active. Just keep it in mind. So entering a caloric deficit. So for people starting out overweight and over 20% body fat, go for like 3 to 500. I don't think you can go too hard, because if you're not used to cutting your calories, it's going to shock you, and there's a higher chance of you overeating and freaking out. People that have some muscle mass and are already leaner, 15% body fat, go to like a 600 to 1,000 calorie deficit. Get it over with. I'd recommend that. And the biggest hack to enter higher maintenance, though, is to keep your step counts high. You can eat a bit more by walking 10 to 15,000 steps. This also has benefits for your digestion and insulin sensitivity. Just don't go too aggressive if you're not used to that type of turmoil, because you will be battling demons. Weight loss is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So for a static deficit, if you want to go through that route, whatever caloric deficit you want to enter, a static deficit is keeping the same number throughout your time while cutting calories. So if your maintenance is like 3,000 calories, a 500 calorie deficit is 2,500 calories. So you would stay at that number, stay at 2,500 calories. Keep in mind, 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories, right? That's how many calories a pound of fat makes. So if your deficit averages out to this in a week, so if you burn a total of 3,500 calories, you will burn a pound of fat. And you will need to adjust your calories as you lose weight, since your body won't need as many calories. So as you become a smaller person, you don't need as much energy like you used to when you were bigger. So you'll have to adjust accordingly. So the benefit with this approach, easy to track, stay along with. The con, your body can become adapted to the same eating amount. Not really ideal for harder training days. You're probably going to need more of energy to actually train harder. So that is where carb cycling can come in. You're still in a deficit, but you're eating a varied amount of calories and carbs based on your training demands. You would eat more carbs on your training days and much less on your rest recovery days. Your daily calories would still add up to keeping you in a deficit throughout the average amount. The benefit is makes the cutting process honestly more fun. Cutting won't feel as draining, and you'll perform better when you train. Also keeps you just more metabolically flexible, right? So it doesn't become adapted. I've been doing this right now, and it's actually been decent. I know I keep saying in my episode how much I struggle, but no, it's pretty good. I like it, especially with my training. Uh, your con, more info to keep track of daily, and you have to do some math to make it work. So if you don't like that approach, you don't have to do this. Both approaches work. Here's an example of what my stats look like for my stats, and my here's my protein, my carbs, and my fats. So the daily average. So in a week, right? The way you calculate, yeah, again, the average amount in a week. So 1,900 calories, 170 grams of protein, 217 grams of carbs, and 49 grams of fat. That's for the average. So for my high day, I would eat 2,600 calories, 150 grams of fat, 400 grams of carbs, 45 grams of fat. And my medium just goes down a little bit. On my low days, which is my rest days when I don't train, when I don't lift, cuts down to 1,600 calories. And my carbs are plummeted, right? Because I don't need the carbs for it. But I enjoy it. It's more. I like the flexibility. I like keeps it a bit more fun. So macros calculation: protein 0.8 to a gram per pound of body weight. That's how you calculate it. So take your body weight and then times it by 0.8 or by 1. That is your body weight. That is your protein intake that you should take. So it protects and helps aid muscle growth. Also is the best macro to keeping you full. Whenever you're eating, eat the protein source first, just so you don't overeat with carbs or stay hungry or get any thoughts in there about overeating. I don't want you doing that. So fat, calculate again, times 3.3 or 2.5 per pound of body weight for your hormone health. Honestly, for your fats, I feel like just keeping it low. Just increase it if you start feeling weird, especially for testosterone for the men, the libido. Um, for carbs, whatever is left over in calories, fill it up with carbs. The macro is key for recovery and training performance. As you've been seeing with this series, cutting carbs was a big mistake. I feel way better with carbs. I recover better. I perform better. I should have never, especially in episode 5. I feel I went too hard. That approach would have only worked if I had more muscle mass. Anyways, macros. So what does that stand for? Micronutrients. Also very important to be aware of. Macros affect your body composition, like how you look, muscular, all that fun stuff. And your micros affect your energy level, how you'll feel internally. So it's just good to be choosing foods and supplements that will help you with your energy levels, right? Good thing to keep in mind of. For food selection, your body will respond best if you stick to whole foods for the majority of the time. What's a whole food? This is how I define it. Single ingredient, it comes from the earth. You can still eat fun foods, honestly, but good luck feeling satiated and full eating them. A basic rule for me is eating clean. Not right now, but before when I started really heavy, just eat clean 80% of the time and budget in foods. I budget in fun foods 20% of the time. Just like once a week, maybe, I don't know, a quesadilla, some cake. Just put in your calories and you're fine. And but like eating majority of whole foods will make the biggest impact on your skin, composition, digestion. Like I look the way I look younger because I usually stick to whole foods. especially right now. Sticking to whole foods for the majority of the time was massive for my skin, digestion, and overall body composition. I look very good, very different because it's whole foods. Your body will look very different if you're just eating 2,000 calories worth of donuts versus 2,000 calories of chicken, rice, potatoes, veggies, fruits, right? Think about it like that. Examples, some food examples: protein, chicken, beef, protein powder, fish, fats, eggs, avocado, salmon, butter; carbs, potatoes, rice, fruits, vegetables, oats. Best foods for feeling full and having high volume would be the potatoes, chicken, vegetables, berries, especially vegetables, especially potatoes. Potatoes are key. I love potatoes. Best appetite for that, for suppressing your appetite: caffeine. Caffeine's goaded. You can always um, rely on it. Tea, diet soda. Best hack: intermittent fasting. Just but intermittent fasting doesn't burn more calories or anything like that. It's more so just to push your food later than the day, so you don't start so early and you can push your food and eat late at night. Also, it is good though for your mental clarity and your digestion. There are other benefits, but it's more so of like pushing your food later in the day. The mindset, one key mindset is find alternatives. Instead of buying regular soda that you're used to, go for diet. Instead of ice cream, just get some protein powder, berries, and some yogurt, and mix that together. Just get a Ninja machine, make some ice cream. Like, just find alternatives, man. There's alternatives for every food. Like even healthy pizza, healthy burger, healthy quesadilla, right? Like, there's alternatives. Your palate is wrecked from overconsumption of processed foods. Eating primarily whole foods will help reset your palate. I know a thing or two about this. I hated eggs. I hated eggs. I love eggs now. That's because I had to reset my palate, and I kind of forced myself to eat eggs. I actually really crave eggs now. So, just because my eating palate was wrecked. Additional supplements: creatine, obviously, classic, muscle growth, recovery, free gains; omega 3 gels for your joint, your heart, your recovery; magnesium glycinate for your recovery, and it especially helps you relax before you sleep. Especially, I noticed if I will, go to sleep like I'm all tensed up from training or maybe from work. Magnesium helps a lot. Just taking a hot shower too helps. So now on to the next one. Go for training. So why train? Why should you train? Losing weight and fat with no resistance training will make you look weird at the end. Training with intensity will help you with your overall body composition. Like, you have your chest sticking out, your arms, right? Training is part of that, right? When I was losing weight, I was just doing like a lot of pull-ups and push-ups and running, but my body was all over the place because I was mostly just focusing my chest and my back. My arms were really growing, or my abs, or other parts of my back, because I wasn't really isolating them, right? So training with the gym is obviously more fundamental, especially like if you want to grow your arms, you need to do isolation work. You need to. Newsflash: every training split works. You need to pick one that fits your schedule and lifestyle. As long as you hit each muscle group twice a week, you're fine. Train with intensity. Stop training with no effort. Pick a split and have exercises you enjoy doing so you can stick with the gym for the long journey. I hate how many gym goers I see train like like pussies. Honestly, that's why they're not growing. I'm 150 pounds, and I lift more than guys, you know, 50 pounds heavier than me because I keep pushing myself. Like, honestly, you should, yeah, as long as you train hard and progressive overload, any split works. You should go into the gym kind of anxious, a little bit like worried about, not knowing if you're gonna make the lift, right? You should go in a little bit anxious. Training splits. So full body, 2 to 3 times, hits a full body each session. Upper lower, it's 4 days a week. So it's in the name. One day you do your upper body, it could be back or chest, maybe both if you want to, and then lower, you do your legs. And yeah, so that one's good too. Twice a day. PPL, push pull legs. That one's a bit harsher, 6 days a week. If you're a gym rat or you're bulking, as you can recover better. Bro split, I think it's the worst split. 5 to 6 times a week, 8 each individual part per day, which isn't very optimal in my opinion. What I'm doing, my split. I'm doing a push pull legs upper hybrid. I'm focusing right now a lot on my back and my arms. So the upper days more so for my arms. And if you're a beginner, stick 3 times a week and focus on the mind muscle connection and getting used to the movements. Once you reach an intermediate stage, you can modify the splits in order to target weak points, just like I have, and like my shoulders, my biceps. And especially along that note, train your arms with intensity, man. I see so many people training for the burn and ooh, no, no, you like I go fucking hard, man. I lift more than people again 50 pounds heavier than me because take my arms heavier. I train them like intensely. Do that. Don't be a bitch. Sets and reps. When it comes to cutting weight, 2 to 3 sets is plenty for most compounds. For bulking, if you are bulking, you can handle more doing more sets and reps. And yet again, you should never bulk until you hit like 10, 11%. There's no point. You will just get fatter. So, anyways, 2 sets may not sound like a lot, but if you're making each set truly count, like gun to your head, you have to make these count. It's enough. Have around 5 to 8 exercises per session, just adjusted based on your time and lifestyle. If you have a high body fat starting point, you have excess energy and could handle more reps and sets if recovering well. That was me in the beginning. For compound exercises like bench press, barbell rows, RDL, squats, pull-ups, I train in reverse pyramid training. So again, I start with hit 4 to 6 reps with a heavier weight, go down 10, 15 pounds, 10 to 20 pounds, try to hit, 6 to 8 reps, and then go down again and hit 8 to 10 reps. But sometimes I just do it twice instead of the 3 times, just depending on how I feel. It's been working for me. It's more fun. I really enjoy it. And then yeah, isolation movements. I stick to 2 to 3 sets for 6 to 10 reps. Again, if you're training hard, that's all you need. When moving up in weight, build up to 8 to 10 reps on an exercise with good form. Then you can increase weight and continue doing that cycle. Progressive overload. What is it? You can increase weight or reps every time you go to the gym in order to build muscle and strength. For example, if you're doing pull-ups, in one week you do six reps, next week you do go for 8, and then next week 10. After you're at 5 pounds and start at 6 again and start the cycle again. Like even if you're increasing by 1 rep compared to last week, you are gaining muscle and strength. You don't always need to add weight to have massive jumps. And on top of that, even if your form improves, that's a form of progressive overload. Exercise selection. For beginners, stick to mostly machines as you learn from a form and get used to using your muscles. Eventually, you want to build a foundation where you can handle more, free weight like barbells, dumbbells, and more intricate movements as you wish. The muscles to be focusing on, honestly, for a man: upper chest, traps, neck, back, arms, shoulders, abs. Those are the biggest bang for your buck as a man. Track your lifts. Once you pick a split in exercise selection, be sure to be tracking the weight and reps that you are doing each week. Always do your best to move up in weight and reps every week. Tracking your lifts makes sure you stay accountable and actually push your muscles to grow. Force them to grow. Recovery. Your sleep might be the most important aspect when it comes to training. You will struggle losing fat and build muscle if your sleep is trash. Poor sleep can also lead to overeating or feeling more emotional. I've gone through that too, where the days that I overeaten is because I was emotional. I didn't sleep well. You're not mentally sound. Try to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep if you can. Magnesium glycinate, ashwagandha, a hot shower, meditation can help immensely to help you relax before you go to bed. Stop, being on your phone 60 to 90 minutes before you go to bed. And that's it for training. Let's go on to mindset. Mindset. Let's do this. The role of mindset. You need to accept that developing and changing your mindset and your mental beliefs throughout your journey is natural and should embrace it, accept it. People run away from change, especially with physical change, because it's uncomfortable. It challenges their beliefs. It challenges what they've grown up thinking about themselves and the world. Honestly, when you are losing a lot of weight and getting healthier, you will be facing a lot of, like I just said, self-limiting beliefs, damn, insecure and doubt. That's normal. Any type of change is uncomfortable, right? And think about it. It's always going to be uncomfortable. The key is to continue pushing forward, that you don't stop, that you don't give up. Identity shifting. So you have to embrace and form a new identity as you get healthier. That is the only way you will make continuous progress, but also maintain your change. The current version of yourself sees himself as a loser, thinks negatively about himself, has poor physical and mental standards. That is why you are overweight, and that is why you look the way you look, and that is why you have the situation that you have, right? And I'm being really hard because it's almost like I'm talking to myself, right, from back then. I'm trying to be direct as possible. In order to become leaner and look completely different, you have to adopt new standards, new self-beliefs about yourself in order to make massive change. Developing an alter ego version of yourself during your journey is the true key to changing who you fundamentally are. Eventually, with time, the new actions and beliefs you visualize will become second nature. So I'm going to go over this in the next slide. Next slide, I guess. Marathon, not a sprint. Progress will not be linear. You might mess up on your diet or eating. As long as you bounce back fast and continue the journey, that's genuinely all that matters. Don't beat yourself up. It always compounds. Making change and the speed of it is different for everybody. As long as you know deep in your soul you are progressing and not giving up, see, again, that is what matters. That is what matters. Building a stronger relationship. Forming a stronger relationship with yourself will be key during your journey. You need to start developing more pride in how you speak, how you present yourself, how you act in order to make the change that you want. The version of yourself that has a six pack speaks differently, thinks, and sees the world differently. Here's some advice. Take time and write down what your ideal version thinks, feels, behaves, and is like with others and with himself. Write down every single intricate detail. Then speak and write down those details with I am affirmations to slowly rewire your brain and start becoming that version. Those I am affirmations and visualizing and thinking about what the future version of yourself does, genuinely, it sounds a little woo-ha, but it's true. Genuinely, it will make a massive difference. And personal responsibility. You need to take accountability of your decisions that led you to being unhealthy and having a poor view of yourself. Whatever happened in your past, I agree. I've been there. You've seen these episodes. It's not your fault, and it's not who you are. I've struggled with that myself, just identifying with my past and identifying with my failures and identifying with my experiences. Remember, it's not who you are, it's just what happened, right? Again, it is your responsibility to face it and work on it, because if you don't, you will just continue the negative cycles with yourself and with others. Like Hormozy said, he was like, I remember him saying something when it comes to traumas. He said, and then so what? Like, I know that sucks, but then so what? Nothing will change, man. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And the thing I've been saying in the series, you need to own your past, your traumas, your shames. Stop giving them power. Try, honestly, this is what helped me especially. Try speaking about them in a voice note and hear it over and over and over again. The more you do this, the more desensitized you become to those memories and thoughts and be able to move forward. And the other thing with that too is just detaching yourself from that, detaching yourself. Almost like, think of it as seriously. See the world as a matrix, right? You're just see yourself as a video game character. Just detach from it. Once you just not give that stuff power anymore, you'll think and see everything completely different. Because once they lose its power, all you can really focus on are the positives that can happen within your life and make the changes necessary in order to get there. The mental journey will be messy and uncomfortable, but you will look back and be happy that you pushed forward. The biggest thing is you just don't give up. For example, with my journey, like, I look completely different, and you've seen with even this series, I fuck up a lot, right? Especially when it's a hard change. It's just, you just don't stop. You just keep going. But anyways, I'm not gonna blabber. So that's the three things: nutrition, training, mindset. I'm gonna do a quick recap of what's happened in this time period of this episode. All right, yeah. So that was nutrition, training, and mindset. I am back. Quick other things to note in case I didn't mention it when I was going over those slides. Yeah, basically, whole foods, best thing to do. Be in a deficit. Start with like 300 to 500 calories, depending on like where you're starting at. Honestly, if you're like super obese, like I was, not obese, but you're just really overweight, I would start moderately. The biggest thing is you just want to kind of get into it. It's going to be an identity change and lifestyle change. So the more gradual you can do it, then push yourself with your deficit, um, activity levels, just your social, like your social aspect, your mental, like push it bit by bit, right? Don't throw yourself into it. If you're already like 15%, I do what I'm doing, just go into an aggressive deficit. If you're really skinny, go into a slow bulk, don't get fat. Yeah, that's the biggest things. Oh, for training, any other notes that I want to say? Yeah, you just have to find a split, find something that works for you. As long as you train hard, try to train the muscles twice per week. I myself, I'm only doing legs once a week, so don't do as I say if you're starting out. But I'm just pushing myself really hard with my legs, and I'm bringing my other lacking parts. Anyways, anything else? Yeah, it's gonna be mostly mental, like, so you can stick to it and actually make the change and you're not forcing yourself, right? Think about it. Like the guy with the six pack, or even me right now, it's automatic. It's a lifestyle. Like I just walk. I don't think about it. Eating. It's no, I don't really care. And same with the whole foods. Eat whole foods majority of the time. Your palate's gonna get fixed. You'll get better. I remember when I was heavier and unhealthier, I had like a big addiction with like pizza, ice cream, stuff like that. But now I don't really crave it. It's more so just like just sweet. Like it's just like a fruit or potatoes or chicken or beef, really. So if you're ever wanting to overeat, go for some berries, go for chicken, go for like no one's ever binged on chicken, right? So whatever. Anyways, Kay, let's catch up on what happened in my life. So yeah, I did still struggle in June. Today is July 10th. But then you know what? It wasn't so bad. I mean, I did overeat again. And if I said I reached a breaking point, I said, Axel, I can't keep living like this, man. I was really thinking once I have a wife and kids and that vision of like the life I want where I've helped people, I have a successful business with weight loss, nutrition, like just coaching, just because that's really, I'm really passionate about it. Because again, I don't really want someone to go through that journey that I did alone, whether either their weight or their mental. So but anyways, when I imagine that, it's like I have such a different version of myself, and it's not what I'm doing. I was doing now, and I reached a breaking point. Like, actually, I just have to be the I am. That's why I included it in the slide. The I am. It genuinely does rewire your brain. I've been doing that every single day. I've been writing it down and speaking it. Like I am this. I do this. I've done this. Like in past tense. Like I've already done it. I am this type of person with these type of qualities. Like you gotta have to be a bit autistic about it, right? And it's helped me immensely, genuinely. So I had reached a breaking point where with my content, especially like I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I'm so detached. Especially my big thing has been I'm detached from the matrix, quote unquote, as in just with social conventions, social norms, but also just reached a breaking point. Like I felt so frustrated. I reached a breaking point 2 weeks ago, a week ago. So I reached a breaking point, and I was really reflecting on how, for so all my life, I've let the stuff in my past affect me, rule my mind, my shames, given that power, and I reached a breaking point like no more. When I imagine my ideal life and the impact I want to have with my family, with people, or my future wife, the what type of partner I want to be, the type of man I want to be, the way I want to serve, he's not doing that. So I got really frustrated and I just started posting whatever came to my mind. I stopped following the advice that I've been given of try this format, try this style, do this. Like I'm just gonna do whatever I want. Like be in the headspace of I already have 10,000 followers. I already I'm making quite a bit of money. I'm already making the impact that I want, right? And it worked. I got 3 viral videos that were just completely made on the spot. And even my recent videos, you can tell I'm just more natural. I just need to get better at it. Because my big thing too that I've been struggling with, not struggling with, but just like, okay, actually, mentally, I meant more better mentally with like the triggers I had. It's like, okay, take action. You need to take action. You need to be taking more action, right? It's all cool about your thoughts and your goals. You just need to be taking action now. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, the very videos, it was funny. I had 3 of them. They were all related. One was the hook was Mexicans have the healthiest diet, so why are we all fat? And then the next one was Latinos have the most handsome men, so why are we all fat and ugly? And that was me really taking the piss. I'm like, Latinos are the most handsome men, and I included a picture of me. And all the Latinos were all Mexican. I didn't know. Anyways, and the other one was the one that blew up, that really blew up was Mexican men are descendants from ancient warriors, so why are we all fat? That one was really funny. That one has like close to 400,000 views right now, and everyone's fighting it, and it's so funny. People are being really mean to me. And but yeah, no, it gave me so much confidence. It was like this like big breakthrough, this big epiphany of just I can do this. I grew like for almost 500 followers now. I was stuck at 200 after 5 months. I posted 300 videos, trying everything. Right, there was that stretch of time I wasn't posting anything because I was just going through a big depression episode where I almost gave up. I think I talked about that last episode, but that was awesome. Like that was such a big thing. Like it was such a big breakthrough of self-limiting beliefs. I've never seen myself that social media person, right? Like I've always seen myself super introverted, super like a social outcast because that was my experience and I believe that programming, right? Again, you are based on your programming, your experiences. You are genuinely a blank slate. You just need to rewire your brain. But anyways, And yeah, that was a big. And I remember going, hell yeah, go through my profile. I even like made some 2 videos where I record myself talking about it in the moment when that happened. But yeah, that was awesome. And now I'm just okay. Yeah, you need to be taking more action now, man. Seriously, I want to help people. It is ridiculous. It's been 7 months and I've made no progress. Right? It's all me. It's all me. It's all mental. And also with those videos going viral, it was a big thing of I kept thinking my body was the reason I wasn't gaining the following. But no, it's all about the mind. The stuff that got me an attention was my mind. It was just a thought, right? And I just have to refine it and but still get lean. I recently, totally being honest, I call these coaches, I guess, when it comes to my nutrition, because my nutrition, completely honest, going from like let's say even 20, 30, 25% to 15% body fat, just eat whole foods, walk 10 to 15,000 steps a day, drink a lot of water, really limit your processed foods, you'll get there. Genuinely. Start running. Like you really don't need to track your calories. Just have an idea and you're fine. You really don't need to be a stickler about it. But going from 15 to 10, you have to be dialed in. You have to be. You can't be fucking up. But yeah, so I called these guys just to refine my nutrition to make sure I was on the right uh, track. So I feel really confident now. Even I've been clean. Like I haven't binged or overeaten in like 2 weeks. I can feel the difference. So pretty excited about that. I'm like, I might even like cut it after a week, as in like my carbs, so I can just accelerate the. I'm already in a 800 calorie deficit. Might even try to push it within the next week or two. Still feeling really strong though. My all my lifts are awesome. Pull ups, bench, curls, like amazing. So good. Also, yeah, if you really want to grow again, remember, daily reminder, push yourself, go hard, especially with arms. I remember for like the last first 3 months, I was training like a pussy, genuinely, like ooh, feel the burn, or even with my abs. No, no, go hard. I'm curling 55s now, right? I'm pretty strong for my size. I see so many men and women just training like bitches, like not even an insult to women, genuinely. It's just my expression, but you guys aren't training hard enough. I should not be stronger than some bigger guys. I should not be lifting more than you guys. Like you guys that are 50 pounds heavier than me. I'm 150 pounds, right? So, anyways, and so yeah, I'm really confident now. I'm gonna get. I'm in my head. I've already reached it, and I'm desensitized. And it's like the big thought I had is just detachment of social expectations, social norms. I'm just gonna post whatever I want, not act however I want. I'm still a good person. I'm sane, but yeah, I'm just detached, man. Like living the way I've been told to is properly has never helped me. To always just defeated me, and then also just of letting my past affect me so much in my past, especially with my relationship. Like that was genuinely my Ben Parker canon event, freaking origin story. It changed me so much. It made me lose so much weight, have such a mental identity and shift. I've left Calgary from film, like I've said in the last episode. I moved back in with my parents here in Edmonton to finally face this trauma. Just get it, like, don't let it affect me anymore. Genuinely, again, every time I was at Edmonton, I had such a depression, man. I couldn't talk about it with anyone. Now, I don't care. I'll talk. I'll tell anybody. Who cares? Own it. I've owned it. Right. I'll own my shortcomings. Even if I'm shortcoming now, I've told you. I've been brutally honest. And when it comes to you, you don't have to post it online like I am, like a crazy guy. You can just do your voice notes, listen to it. Seriously, that you take the power away from whatever you're insecure about. And the thing is, and whatever goal you're working towards, just keep working towards it. But change, like take your ego away, be humble, make the changes necessary in order to get there. Like I have, like I'm sorry. Hopefully, if he sees this, I don't mean this as an insult, bro. Like a friend, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while, but when it comes to his dating, it seems like he's stubborn of changing his way in order to get girls. It's like you have to change, you have to adapt. When I got back into dating after that breakup, I grew my hair out, I got leaner, I learned more about dating, I learned more about like um, just how to be really as a guy, and just changed my frame. Right, I was changing. I didn't wasn't stubborn like, oh, my way or no way. You have to change, right? And it goes with anything. It goes with dating, pursuing content, whatever. As long as you just adapt and you don't stop, you'll get there. And I am such a resilient. I am still posting, right? I think other people would have quit, but I'm still going. But yeah, no, man. The biggest thing is just detachment, and also just the type of guy, the envisionment, right? I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll start acting like that and thinking like that once I get there. I'll just never get there. It's like the fat guy going, it's like a fat person going, oh, I'll lose weight by my birthday. I'll lose weight when this. What's gonna change? You have to become a different person. Like, what's so special about that day? Why can't you do it now? Oh, I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm gonna quit smoking when this happens, right? Or whatever, whatever. Why not now? Why can't you quit now? You still in this. It's like whenever you're trying to change, you the big thing too is you can't identify with I'm the person trying to quit this. I'm the person quitting this. I'm the person changing this or trying. Like you are. Start acting like it, feeling like it. Anyways, so just letting go of my past, letting go of the mistakes I made in that relationship, letting go of my experiences that I made. And again, I never want to be that type of person, especially in that relationship. I was such a sh- shell of a man of myself. Like I was an emotional wreck. I was just just hating myself. I made it affect her. I could never lead the relationship. I couldn't lead her. I failed as a provider. Like in a relationship, my opinion is a man should be leading it. Obviously, you're still a partnership, but like the guy should hold frame, right? I just failed, man. I was just a slob, and I just let myself go. And especially with that house sitting, when we just decided to go in that route, that was so embarrassing. It's crazy. I've built up the not the courage, but the yeah maybe courage to talk about it. That was such an embarrassment. I can't believe I let that happen, and it really did affect me. It was such a shame and embarrassment I had. But anyways, I've owned it. It is what it is. I know the next relationship I get in, like she's gonna like I'm gonna it's gonna be a completely different experience. And I'm not getting into a relationship until I've reached my goals of with coaching, entrepreneurship, helping people, being the best person I can help, like be that can help and make an impact on people, just be the best version possible. And then make an impact with my family too. Show them a different way. Stop these generational cycles that have happened within my family that I won't talk about because it's not needed. But yeah, now that's episode 7. Just wanted to use this episode to teach as much as I could. Good things have happened. I mean, it was a bit challenging over the last month, but good things have happened. I feel way more clear headed. I'm tired of just messing up. I'm tired of letting that past affect me, letting my embarrassment, guilt. Like I've said it all. I've put it all online, and just being in the like version that I already am successful. I already have 10,000 followers, 10,000 subscribers. Right. I already am Brad Pitt lean. So that's episode 7. Episode 8 is gonna. I have ideas of what I'm going to be doing and showing in episode 8 to continue pushing like the idea of you need to detach yourself in order to make any change, especially an identity shift. You almost have to do different actions, like almost like such things that are so outside your character, so you get more comfortable and desensitize yourself and step into that form of that new version of yourself. Because again, losing weight is easy, it's standard. Go to ChatGPT, but how do you actually sustain it? Most people always gain the weight back, and there's a reason because they don't change what's in here, right? I've been going in circles because I haven't changed what's in here. I've talked about it multiple times. So yeah, episode 8, I'm gonna be pushing it, especially doing crazy things that are outside my character, but I see that version of myself already doing. So you might as well do it because that version doesn't care at all, detached, and I am that version. I'm in the present. I have done it. That's episode 7. Episode 8, much faster this time. Okay.